Hello, and welcome to yet another Forest Talk. I don't know. In the last video, I was done talking about like I really don't want to do more videos, but I I guess in that sense, I just have some more to say. Well, more in that regard to like the call it the shadow stuff, or like shadow Capricorn, or whatever you want to really call or label it. I guess really it's just like all the shadow stuff and the psychological drama and the societal drama that's like being played out. The thing is that I don't know, something started to like hit me with it, that it's nice and all, like all the psychological drama, and like we can like address these different things, but there's an underlying essence to it, an underlying core of why these things are happening, why we just delve from one drama into the other drama, and it's the entanglement from of, I guess, like you could say, the ego with all kinds of things, and all kinds of structures of control, and all those things that people are seeing are really, if you strip it down to its core, have to do with how we relate to the world, how we interact with the world itself. We can keep endlessly talking about all kinds of shadowy stuff, like look at these people right there doing these shadowy things. Oh, they're shadow magicians, or oh, they're that, or they, and this is like, yep, there's a lot of psychological drama happening for sure. But at the same time, I don't know, there's a different perspective of it too, like a higher perspective of sorts, where you're not, like, I guess, entangled in all the drama anymore, and where you're just sitting there and it's like going like, so like we have basically the issue of the problem of worldview and all kinds of things, and meaning crisis, and all these different things, like people that are acting like dictators, or like not just leaders but other people too, like it can be teachers, it can be anyone, people in the police who get off of power or something, like all kinds of stuff like that. But really, if deep down in the core, it all has to do with insecurity and fear and all kinds of internal things within these people, why they feel even the need to do things, to put others down, and to do all kinds of nasty things. That's the whole core of that. And the thing is that that's something that needs to be focused on a lot too, not just the shadowy stuff, but that the core of the issue, that it's it's really an issue of not feeling, well, not just not feeling connected to the larger world here around us, but also, I don't know, it's just, the people that are like in their left brain or something, how you could put it in like the terms like someone like Uberboy, for instance, would use. It's very like focused on, this is the left brain, the ego, the logical mind part of it all, and then you have the other part, the right brain, and that's like the emotional part, and it's like that what's connected to the all. And there's those two things that exist. And the thing is that if we're just stuck in the left brain stuff all the time, and seeing the world through that lens, we see things as things being separate, things being well, yeah, they're separate entities, and we need to control everything, and we need to like operate through this lens of control and needing to dominate, and this lens of power and things like that. But from the other, like, more right brain perspective, there's like everything is connected, and everything is it's not just connected, but it's one big whole. And that's I guess you could say more of the view of from the self too. It's like, the ego just sees all these things as separate, but from the perspective of the self, all the different things within you that you're seeing, like shadow, anima, all those things, they're all part of you. And yeah, it is. There's a shift necessary for the world at large to like, I don't know, get to really solve, I guess, they're all the myriad of problems that are going on. Like, I don't know, like, take the meaning crisis, for instance. Like, you can have these people like, the world is meaningless, that you don't feel like you really belong to anything. You feel separate, and you feel disconnected from all of this. And the thing is that, so you want a grand myth, or all kinds of different things you're using. But the thing is that there's no need for that. You are already part of all this, like this here, and here's the moss, and the trees are here behind me. There's the birds, and we're connected to all of this. We're in this. We're part of it, and if you really feel that, then there isn't really any, I don't know, issue. I don't have to go about to figure out like a complex meaning of like, I am this in the world, or I'm that in the world, or all these things. I am, and I'm part of all of this. And I don't know, like, I'm not separate in that sense. Like I'm hopping around. Yeah, like and I seem to be separate, but the thing is that without all of this, that's here. None of this would have ever been there. And yeah, it's just, I guess, just because that's like just a big problem overall. And then you could say about like the World Economic Forum and all these transhumanist stuff and all the other different things and all the myriad of other shit that's happening. It's like, yeah, but it comes down to the same core of these people wanting to control something that they're afraid of. Transhumanists, like, one of the things would be death. They want to get more out of it and want to preserve their ego and all kinds of stuff like that. Well, these are just things that are there, and it's just like, and I get their motivations. It's just that, well, we're so focused on trying to I guess preserve the ego, preserve all kinds of different things. We kind of have lost that, I guess, the connection to the whole, because we're so focused on this right here. And I've done that myself too. Like, I've made those mistakes that, I'm not perfect either. It's like I sometimes still make those mistakes that I'm not in here, in this body, that I'm somewhere floating elsewhere in my mind. But really, I'm this, not this. I'm this, or like I'm this. But in a lot larger sense, I am this. Or at least you could make the argument, I am part of all this. And like similar to how you should take good care of yourself. It only would make sense to take care of all of this in a similar manner, because there is no difference between you or the surroundings that you're in. No matter where you are, you're still part of it. Woodpecker. There's a squirrel here in the tree. He's trying to get some stuff down. Oh hey, squirrel. Oh hey. Going after the pine cones that are still there. But yeah. But yeah, this coming back to that, like, if you if you start to feel like you're a part of all of this, then the way you operate in the world is going to be so much different. And I think just that's the core issue. And I can or I could keep on talking about the shadow and talk the drama and all those things that are playing out, but then I would just I personally would just feel like I'm just wasting my my own time, because the thing is, like, I only have that much time on this, like, as this specific being that I am here. So keep talking about the drama is just like, yep. I mean, if some people do it and they point out things to people, like, it's good that they're doing it, because it's helpful to like wake up out of it. But the thing is that, you know, there's more needed to it all. It's kind of what I said with like the previous video too, about like the like staring at the snake and being there stuck in the desert. Like it's time to move out of the desert. You know, we can endlessly be in this like desert, or we can start making the oasis, like I said in the previous video. And in that sense, yeah, that's what that's what I think that we should be focusing on making that like our own little oasis, and then connect it all together, and work on the simple things in life, just doing some breath work, meditation, yoga for that matter, and just going through the motions with regards to like you know, individuation as a whole, to like go into the shadow and like in a logical manner deal with like the emotions, the trauma aspects, and then the rewiring, and to like to deal with these different aspects of it all, and to like pull back the all of the projections, and you know, it's a lot of work to do all of that. And there's always more of that gonna come up, and like, you know, it's because there's so much but that's in there, like with the self too. Like the whole is so large that like I don't think any of us probably are ever gonna get to the bottom of it, or like to the top, or like however you would wanna perceive that. But that's okay, because the thing is, like, we'll not truly ever really know everything. I mean, we can write things down, and like, you know, it can add to I guess the collective understanding, but even then, it's just like, you know, there's so much out there, you can't hold it all that knowledge, all the different things, you know. And it's also knowledge from all kinds of different perspectives, like lower and higher ones, and like, you know, it's very, very complex. But yeah, but in that sense, I don't know, one thing also is just that we well, I don't know, for myself at least, I would like to keep myself in that position of I mean, I'm saying a lot, but like, in the end, really, like, what the hell do I know? Because I think really what I know is like the things I've read. I've tried to figure out this me basically, and try to just figure out as much as I can. But you know, the thing is that yeah, it's just so complex, everything, that probably just scratched the surface of it all. But that's okay. Now there's so much that we do not know. I think maybe that's also just one I guess issue of the with regards to the ego, that it can think, that it knows all kinds of stuff. It's just like, oh yeah, I know everything, I know how it all works. But the matter of the fact is that we don't. It's like with the soil and the microbes in there. It's like we think we know what we're doing with farming and all kinds of different things, and how everything works. Like we figured out the ecosystem and all kinds of different things. But then, what we really have figured out, I think, are snapshots. Smaller, more rudimentary views of how things really are. And does it give us understanding of things? Like, definitely, like we can understand things, but at the same time, it's like there's a certain rudimentary view to it all, that it's not, well, you cannot really capture all that complexity and present it. You know, it's very difficult to do so. Even if you use like a lot of words to try to convey the message, there's so much complexity that you cannot really truly capture all of it. Especially when it comes to the whole, it's just like, yeah, there's no way that like, even if you would be able to glimpse it all, that you would even be able to convey it all in a manner that would make any fucking sense. But at the same time, it's like the ego in itself is not inherently bad either. It's like we shouldn't like just be like, oh, okay, we should have no ego. We should all just be, I guess, the self, the whole, or like operating from the right brain or something. Like, nah, that not either. Because the thing is that, you know, we are here in this flesh and blood body, and you know, we need to survive. We need to eat. We need to drink, and there are needs that are involved. You know, and in that sense, like, you cannot operate from that either. So I feel like maybe on the other hand, it's like something like Lena had said to me today, like you also have like the two right-brained maiden archetype people that just sit there and life happens to them, and they've disengaged from their ego, and they're like I guess drive to do things and maybe like survive and do all kinds of things in the world. And that in that sense, it's like that's bad too, definitely. Though I do have to say that I personally feel that the whole left-brained ego perspective of the world through like control and all these things is creating much more problems than it's creating much more problems than the people that are way too right-brained, because the right-brained people are not really doing much. They're just sitting there and they're just instinctively just going along with things, but they're not really the real problem. It's the people that think too much. They're too much in their head, it seems, that cause the most problems. Yeah. And also another thing is just with like the whole WEF, the World Economic Forum, or the UN, or all kinds of different things. It's like a lot of people also with regards to that say like, oh, all these people are evil, man. It's like how they're acting. Like, yeah, you could say that their actions definitely are, but the thing is like how they view themselves. They think themselves as righteous, and they're doing good stuff. They're saving the world of the ignorant, evil, deluded people that they're saving it from. And the thing is that they. I guess it has to do with just that they see themselves as the ego. All the evil is over there. It's like it's over there, all the evil, and and then you don't deal with it. But within yourself, because that is all part of us, of humanity. Like these people like Zuckerberg, even though we would like to call him a reptilian or an android or something, it's like somewhere in there he's still human. Even though he might not some act like it, but it doesn't mean that like what he is all doing is excused. Not at all, because like that's that's the thing. Like we cannot make excuses for it. Well, oh, he's still human, so like we just let it all go or something. Like no. We cannot let the actions just go. Just, like there needs to be a certain accountability with regards to shit that you do. It's like you need to. Otherwise, it's like if we just forgive them or something, like how will they learn? Because in the end, it's about the lesson for them too, to learn the folly in their ways. To I don't know. Maybe like collectively that we learn something about all of this, that we learn like we cannot just go out there in the world and think like, oh, we're just gonna save the world and everything is gonna be fine, man. Like we just need to murder these people there or something, or and then it's all gonna be fine. It's like we're still not looking at the shadow then, not truly like within us. There are different levels, obviously. It's like I think Chronolog had said that in the server or something along the lines of like, like you have Golem, but then you have like the eye of Sauron's eye in the tower. It's like there are different levels. True, definitely true. There are different levels to it. Definitely some that is very hard to comprehend. But the thing is that at the same time, it's, I think like Niram or Anus or I don't know, someone had said that the whole thing with evil is that, you know, the eye of Sauron in the tower is like it looks outward into the world, but it doesn't look. It never looks inward. That's the that is what evil is. That like Tolkien, but also Jung and maybe others have come to that conclusion that's what evil is. It just looks outward into the world and projects everything onto the world, but never looks inward or pulls back the projections. And yeah, that's just, I think just like the I guess the lessons of, with regards to that, and I feel like the way how we could get out of all of this is just to individually look at the stuff, look inward and do these things. Because, you know, it's easy for us to think that we're like fighting for the good, but ending up somewhere along the way falling and becoming evil ourselves. Lol, another squirrel. It's further away. Nice. I really love that the squirrels are waking up now, like hopping from tree to tree, and just they're going like a little squirrel. It's nice. But yeah, maybe we should just end this one here. Probably has been long enough. Let me see. Yeah, it has been long enough again. The talk, me rambling a bit about these things. But yeah, if you gonna like take anything away from this, it's just that overall, I don't know, I guess with the channel and with things overall, it's just like take it to take it towards building the oasis, looking at like the tools that you can use to like deal with the shadowy stuff and all kinds of stuff like that, and just just focus like I will focus on that, and then with the channel and stuff like that, and building the oasis, and then at the same time, this is like for yourself too, if that's if you like, I guess resonate with it resonates with you, just like just work on yourself and your own inner being, to take good care of yourself, your needs, and just be there and try to cultivate that kind of like oasis space within yourself. And through either breath work or meditation or whatever other technique that calls to you, that makes something like that happen. And I think like putting our focus on that is gonna be really helpful, you know, to not keep I guess staring at that and being all like, oh, the ego and or like, oh, this, or oh, the shadow and all these things, and just like try to in ourselves and work towards that type of shift, and then slowly it gets more reflected into the world itself. And that's I feel the real way to, I guess, change things is to change things within ourselves and letting it ripple out. You know, like how Jordan Peterson would say, "You're a node in a network, and it matters what you do." You know, something along those lines. And makes me think of that like one song. You're a node in a network. You're a node in a network. Yeah. But yeah, that's in the end like that's the right brain truth of it all. And if we take care of this and come back down into this, it's a very good start. And then just look at creating that oasis, man. Creating that oasis for ourselves, for our surroundings, and coming back down to the earth, to here. Okay. Bye bye.